All right, we got some information from the Chinese bug fixing patch notes that we didn't get on the English side that we broke down. The data miner has found some other information related to free magic find for people. And we also have some streamlining of dungeons as well as some buffs to sort of the Immortal daily system. We're going to talk about all this and more. Let's get going. But before we get into it, wait a minute. What are you doing down there, little DM? Stop it. Why are you so happy? He's happy because he found a new game worth downloading. And Dancing DM wants to share it with all of our followers. Go and download from our sponsor, Hero Wars. I'm playing Hero Wars. Why aren't you? An additional awesome thing Hero Wars is doing is giving out sweepstakes to the community. All you have to do to be a part of this is download and install. Be one of the 10,000 installs before October 31st to get an opportunity to be one of the winners for one of the 160 Amazon digital gift cards currently going out. Tiny DM, there's over 130 missions we can play in this game. The game is available both on the Apple Store as well as Google Play, and it has many downloads, 1.52 million reviews at 4.6 stars, so you know it's going to be good. 50 million plus total downloads just on Google alone, and we have a 4.5 out of 5 star review on Apple as well. So go to the description right now to download and install Hero Wars. Go to herowarsportal.com in order to get part of the sweepstakes. Thank you so much to Hero Wars for sponsoring this video.
Ask your friends to join you in Hero Wars. And remember, the more you invite, the more prizes you get.
Okay, so we got some bug fixes, but really the thing is I've read through this. They aren't really as much bug fixes as they are quality of life changes, so I feel like they should probably have been mentioned in the content patch too, but I'm going to break it down for you. Contribution and essential rewards for all Immortal daily goals are the same, so this is kind of a nice addition because what this actually means, if you go and look currently the way the system is, when you go and you do your activity dailies, right, you have all these different things you're supposed to do. They say do your daily activity goals. You look at these contributions right here. If you look, it's, let me move my camera real quick. It's directly underneath me, so if you look here, contribution 180, right, you can see it's plus 10 for this one, plus 20 for this one. So if I go inspect the Immortal statue, which is quick and easy, I get less points than if I completed 2 bounties. In fact, it's 5 times the points. So what they're actually trying to do here is I think they're trying to make being the Immortal a little bit easier to maintain, where all you really have to do is just pick the daily goals you want to do, and you don't have to sweat so much about, oh, which ones do I actually need to do? You can just pick the ones you want to do, make it a little bit easier. I think basically this boils down to, though, if you look at it, like we go back here one more time, take a look. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of these for me to do. If we actually look at my daily activity tracker, I've done 2 of 9. So it basically means there's 2 that you're not going to do, and the 2 you're not going to do are probably just not going to do 2 of the dungeons that aren't boosted, etc. The other ones seem to be all quicker anyway. So maybe you don't want to do a battleground or something, but that's basically what's going to boil down to. You have to do less non-boosted dungeons every day, which means you can do more boosted dungeons every day, which should ideally slowly affect the drop rate over time of how many greens people are having. Let's keep going here. So this is an interesting one. You guys can probably thank Kyra Mobile for this. An armory has been added next to the Battleground Quartermaster in Westmarch. I know that was one thing that Kyra was really sending feedback about, was he was super interested in having an armory next to the PvP guy, so that way when we go to do PvP, we can very quickly switch to an outfit, and I think that was a smart change by them. This is, they fixed the cosmetic with the Halloween skin. I guess some people are having problems purchasing it, like on different characters, etc. Event triggers that require killing mobs have been optimized for Cavern of Echoes, and parts of the Silent Monastery dungeon have been optimized to reduce overall dungeon time. So in both of these dungeons, there are, how to put this, there are annoying laggy things, not really laggy, but like there's stuff you have to do that really slows down the dungeon. Like in Cavern of Echoes, for instance, there's mobs that can take a really long time to like catch up to you while you're running by in order to clear them, in order to open the next door or drop the bridge. There's multiple areas, and there's also some immunity frames that take forever when you're killing one of the first bosses. So they sounds like they're optimizing dungeon speed runtime is what they're trying to say. They're trying to reduce the overall dungeon runtime, which means people get more dungeons in per hour. I think that that is, once again, going to affect drop rates over time. I can see what they're trying to do is affect everything around the drop rates without actually touching the drop rates, or they're just trying to affect some quality of life changes. I think these are all good so far. I think people want to see drop rate increase, as do I. However, I can acknowledge that all of these changes, like these ones, this even in a smaller way, these are going to affect how many greens on-screen items we have as players over the time of the game. So Hungry Moon here, players now complete the same task with a party, even after completing it solo, and receive rewards for both. Like that. That's just a buff. And then Blessing of Might has been fixed to apply only to dungeons. Okay, so I guess the Blessing of Might was working everywhere, and that was definitely supposed to be only dungeons. So Warbands, players may now join the Purge of Depths that are already in progress. So this is probably either a bug or a fix. It's highly annoying. Someone starts to join the Purge, couldn't get into it. Invite all button has been added to the Helicory raid for Lear. So this is basically when you're doing the 8-man raids, you can just invite all the Warband people with one click of the buff. That it's just super easy, because before you have to invite every single person manually each time, and there's a whole bunch of these, and it was highly annoying. Drop rate buffs have been increased for the Defense of Cyrengar Endless mode. I think this is actually kind of a hidden good thing. I think the Defense of Cyrengar Endless mode, while I was mistaken before, you do actually get experience in it, so it might be worth doing. Having a reason to actually farm this will increase everyone's combat rating over time, because it means people will be getting more points for the tab below, and they'll be maxing that out sooner. So I could see how this would help out everybody over the long run. A couple other things to mention here. You can follow the Data Miner on Twitter if you want, because he posts updates here. If you take a look, he was DMing me about this. Server progress can unlock Magic Find buffs from 3 to 15%. It looks like this is for yourself and your clan, but it's not 100% entirely sure quite yet, is what he was saying. What's interesting about this is Magic Find is not very free to play. So if they're adding more Magic Find for free to play people, it's just a clan-wide buff, you don't have to like buy into this or anything, I think that's a W in my opinion. I think getting Magic Find to the hands of the players is a smart move just overall. The Chinese update post, here, I haven't translated, the Data Miner translated this, and he sent me some information about basically what this says. So a couple of things here of interest to you guys. Shadows can now skip the repeated trial process and go directly to the final challenge. I believe what this means is the Path of Blood, where you have to redo all 100 Path of Bloods. I think you can just go to 100 now if you want, beat it, and then get rewards for all of them. People can now teleport directly to the castle through the Warband UI. So what this is actually a pretty nice change, because currently in the system, if you go Warband, you're like, I want to go to the castle. You think that this would teleport you there? No, it actually teleports you to West March and then runs you to the guy, so that way he can like take you on a boat or something there. Kind of weird. That just makes it a little bit quicker. One other thing that's interesting is in the Chinese patch notes, they mentioned a new wing page added to cosmetics. Now, if you dig around in the game that we have currently in our implementation of it, we have our own individual spot for wings already. You can go to cosmetic, you can see them down here. I can remove the wings, I can add on tier 1 or tier 2 wings if I want, and I can even wear, if I go here, I can remove the resonance of this costume, have the tier 1 resonance or tier 0 resonance with the wings. So I'm not sure if in China they don't have this yet and it's now being implemented, or if it means something a little bit more sinister, like they're going to sell cosmetic wings or something in the shop. Don't know, don't have the answer, not going to speculate, okay? Just that's something that's in the Chinese patch notes too. So if someone is from China and can let me know, please, I don't know if you can see this, but let me know if you guys already have the wing cosmetic slot. If not, then maybe they're just adding that eventually over to China. That's basically all of the information we have as now. I'm going to put another video out talking about Crusader, because in my personal opinion, if you're a Crusader and you haven't seen my previous video where we were talking about the content update, you should go watch it, because the Crusader might have just got a massive buff, but I'm going to be breaking that down in my next video. Love y'all. Consider downloading and supporting my sponsor, and I'll see you on the next one.